We are no better than a banana republic. We should not be going down this path. And it's important that everyone speak up, including all those never Trumpers and the Republicans. I was pleased at least to see Chris Christie do the right thing by coming out and saying, yeah, this is going one step too far, guys. One step too far. One took over the line. Is that the expression?
Well, this is why I'm uncomfortable with what I read last night. I think that this conduct is essentially covered by the federal indictment, not with the level of detail that they cover it in this, but that's just a stylistic thing. Election interference is election interference. It's been charged by Jack Smith. And most of the time, what you'd see here would be a state court deferring to a federal prosecution, especially if that federal indictment had already been issued. Mm-hmm. So I think this was unnecessary as to Donald Trump. Now, remember, as to the other defendants, Jack Smith chose not to charge them. So I would have less of a problem with this if she decided, okay, I'm not going to charge Donald Trump here because he's been charged for essentially this conduct by Jack Smith.
No, but she can't do that, you see, because she's got to go after him because her entire political future is based on this. That's why she ran, right? That's why you got all this coming at him from every single direction. Think about what this means. I want you to think about that. I want you to remember what Donald Trump said about Hillary Clinton back in the 2016 debate. Remember when he said, oh, you really don't want me to win? I know why you don't want me to win, because you'd be in big trouble, right? If I wanted to follow through on some of that stuff. Here's a little clip for you from 2016, the debate in which he told her she'd be in jail.
You know, it's just awfully good that someone with the temperament of Donald Trump is not in charge of the law in our country.
Yeah, because you'd be in jail.
Secretary Clinton.
We want to remind the audience to please not talk out loud. Please do not applaud. You're just wasting time.
It's like, yeah, because you'd be going to jail, lady. You know what? He never pursued any of that. And I think that's an important note. Because you know what? I'm telling you, like, the GOP just has so much more class and so much more respect for the constitutional republic that we are. And yeah, he could have probably gone down that path. And I remember at one point talking to him about it. He could have gone down that path. And you know what? He chose not to because it wasn't the right thing for the country, right? We don't want to be Venezuela. We don't want to be Brazil. Where, by the way, the guy that went to jail, Lula, he's now back in as president. I mean, this is wild. Like, shouldn't we hold ourselves to a different standard and think of the precedent that this is going to set going forward? You do realize that now your political enemies can go after you for anything. Racketeering, you're going to see, mark my words, you're going to see DAs all over the country suddenly start going after all of these politicians on a federal level for racketeering because it's so broad. And if you get one person in the organization to flip, then you can go after the big honcho. So one would have to expect. I mean, listen, they're the ones that opened Pandora's box. First by saying that the election was not legit because the Russians controlled it all, because they had the goods on Trump. They said he was not a legitimate president. We had to listen to that for 4 solid years. And then they admitted that they were going to, you heard Hillary Clinton, they were going to make sure that they held on. And they were going to make sure that they won. And now the guy that did hold on is now in trouble for doing so. Hey everyone, Trish Regan here. If you enjoyed that clip, please do me the favor of subscribing to the channel. Just hit that little subscribe button right over there. Did I do that right? Not quite, but you know where it is. Subscribe to the channel, hit the bell so that you get the alerts, and I'll see you back on the show.